So a couple of months ago, whenever Hurricane Beryl hit Houston, Texas, my family, which all lives down in Houston, really had to test their preparedness. I'm known as the prepper in my family. They would never consider themselves preppers, but they really did have to live this life of being ready for a natural disaster, rolling blackouts, anything where the power goes out. Because today we're not just talking about off-grid power backups. We're talking about peace of mind. Peace of mind to be able to keep your food safe whenever the power goes out. Peace of mind to be able to keep all of your devices charged. Peace of mind like us, that if you're in a hot climate, that you can kind of climate control your home so that you can run some fans, possibly even run a small window unit. And best of all, more than any other company that I've seen on the market, this is an affordable, budget-friendly generator. Alrighty, y'all, so this is a sponsored video, but I want you to know that I am not paid to give them any kind of review. I can tell you exactly what I think of this, my brutally honest review. They gave me the product to be able to test it, to show it to you guys by a company called Oupes. I always want to say it Oupes, but yes, it's Oupes. And they sent me their brand new, not even on the market yet. You can buy it September 10th. It is their new Mega 1 power station. This is an entry-level power station. Although I do think that this is a budget-friendly power station, there are some quirks that I'm like, I'm surprised that they made that choice, but I keep on coming back to it's budget-friendly and affordable, which the price per wattage hour that you get is insane. This thing is not even, I can't say it's cheap. It's just so affordable. It really is. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk you through some of the features of the Mega 1. I feel like I walked through a spider web over there and it's like all over my face. Then I'm going to put the Mega 1 through all of my tests. Then at the very end, I'm gonna be able to tell you the price. And of course, I'm gonna have timestamps down there. So if you wanna skip around and fast forward, whatever you want, let's get into it. All right, 64%. So this is a budget-friendly power station. This is not something that is going to power your entire house, but it is something that can easily power your refrigerator for a decent amount of time. Like this can get you out of a pinch if you are out of power for a while. All right, so let's take a look at the front. So you have 2 USB-C ports, 4 USB ports. You have your DC cigarette lighter. Then you have your 4 AC plugs over here. Then you over on this side, you have your extra battery plug so that if you want to expand this, which is cool that you can expand it. It is not that heavy. So this guy is easy to move. I do like that. This has a 1024 kilowatt capacity. It is a 2,000 watt machine, but it has a peak surge power of up to 4,500 watts. So the Mega 1 is going to be great for, yes, if you're a homeowner and this is something that you want some backup power, this is fantastic. But what I really like it for is if you are an outdoors person, that you're going camping and you would like to be able to have portable power, it's that perfect pairing of affordable price, capacity that you can run power off of, and weight. It is not heavy. Guys, I keep on saying this, like, of why it's so light. And honestly, that's probably why it is so lightweight, is because of it does have the plastic case. You pick and choose your battles. If you want something that's lightweight, then it needs to be built lightweight. Like, you can't take the weight out of the batteries. So they did a great job with the hard case, but the hard case is not heavy. Alrighty, y'all, let's test some stuff because that intro went way too long. It's time for the fridge. Gotta scoot this guy back. Okay, power this on. Here we go. Right there. Hit the AC. Whoa! All right, so that had a big surge, but now the fridge is running and it is doing pretty good. And you can see that even at 76%, it is saying that it can run this thing for 15 hours. Now, I won't run it for 15 hours completely because the fridge will kick on and off. But, you know, probably you'll get a solid 6 to 7, maybe 8 hours out of this. We are going to test the window unit because this is what we would use if we ever had a long-term power outage in the summer. We probably would put this in the studio and just all go hang out. Okay. Pick a plug, any plug. Here we go. Okay. Now let's try this. See what it does. Dude, that's easy. Okay, so let's get it on cool. Now let's crank it up, bring this down. So that should bring the wattage quite a bit higher. It's not that bad. Okay, I'm impressed. It's working. Cold air coming out. Fantastic. The wattage on this one will go up and down. For some reason, it's not registering higher wattage. I guess just because it's kind of nice and cool. It's not that hot of a day. And so let me see if I drop that down really far. Yeah, it's still running at like 86 watts and it's really cold coming out of here. That's cool. That's cool. It's a dad joke. You like my dad joke, Ollie? That's cool. Air conditioner, cool. It really is a busy day here. Okay, lots going on inside. Time to check it with the toaster oven. Also, look at all these eggs we're getting. We're getting so many eggs. And the duck eggs. Ducks are disgusting. All right, same old, same old. Power the AC on. Power this guy on. Go ahead and do the bake.
What else have you?
Ooh. Okay, one thing that I do want to talk about later. Can you hear that? This guy is running and it's a constant 1700 watts right now, output wattage. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but it's a little loud. But it ran the toaster oven perfect. Okay. All right, so power up. Okay, so there's an AC button right there. Man, it's so much lighter.
It is.
All right, here we go. Starting up the machine, turning on the AC.
You gonna get that chicken? What do you think? You have to like let it.
It won't do it.
It draws too much power?
All right, bummer. Okay, so I hope that all of those tests were helpful for you to see what this thing can do and what it cannot do. Now we're gonna go through the brutally honest review of this. I think it's cool. I think it is very, very awesome for the price of it. All right, so the price of this unit just can't be beat. And I had it in my notes that I was gonna wait to tell you about the price later, and I just feel like that's stupid. So the price is under $500. I think it's gonna retail, this launch that they're doing is gonna be around $499, which is great. And then they have other discounts where you can get this thing down to $426. There'll be links down below and I'll be telling you about those details at the end. That's it. The price of this power station is going to weigh out all of the negatives that I'm gonna share with you here in a second. So let's do the pros and the cons. The pros, it is extremely lightweight. This thing comes in under 28 pounds, which is impressive. My other units, there's one that's like over like 100 pounds, so you have to move it on wheels. The other one I think is like 67 pounds. That's currently the one that we're using to power our off-grid milking setup. So as I showed you in the video, that did not work. So that's the bummer, is that didn't work. But we have to like lug that around. I wish that this thing did that. Anyway, you can use it, a UPS, an uninterrupted power source. Like you can plug the Mega 1 into the wall, and then you can plug a refrigerator into it, and it's uninterrupted. It can power your refrigerator, and if the power goes off whenever you're out of town, then you got like 6-7 hours of runtime for that so that you can get back home. And I assume that you could even probably monitor that through the app. So the app is like really cool that you could do that. That's something that I never really thought of. I've just actually thought of it just now, that whenever we've gone out of town, because we have 3 freezers, I would put like a security camera on the one of our outdoor freezers, because it was kind of having some intermittent stuff at one time. So it had a light, so I could tell that if the light was on, then it was good, and if the light was off, then it would be bad. If I had this, then I could always access the app because the app is connected to my router. I really like that Oupes has great customer service. Like that's what they're known for, is great United States-based customer service. And they give like 5% to underprivileged communities. So every product that they sell, 5% of that goes to underprivileged communities, which is really cool. Nobody else is trying to do that. And they just have a focus to be able to help budget-minded consumers to be able to get into preparedness, having some sort of backup for their homes. I like that it is big enough to be able to power all of the appliances like the refrigerator, the toaster oven, our little window unit. I like all of those things, that it is small enough to be able to move around. It's very portable, but it's powerful enough to be able to power most of the things that we would like for it to power. All right, the negatives. Big negative, it is what it is. It did not power the number one thing that we wanted, our new milk machine. That's not the fault of this. This is the specs. And I thought the math would work out, but it didn't, and it didn't power up. So I don't know exactly why it won't power it up. I think I gotta call Hamby Dairy Supply to figure out like why the math isn't working out. Maybe this runs off of more amps than is listed on the website. Maybe there's a big giant power surge. I mean, it is a vacuum pump that goes over that, but the Mega 1 is supposed to go up to 4,500 watts of a surge, but maybe that's different. I'm not an expert at this. All I know that it did not work. It didn't even try. An error came up right away. And it's the only error that I've gotten on this unit. Another downside is the fans on it. It's a bit louder than what I'm used to with my other 2 units. It is a little bit louder. And then also I noticed that there's buttons on there to be able to power up the AC or the DC. You have to hit those buttons to actually turn on that power. And if you left that on, even if there's nothing plugged in, it actually still was draining. It still had like a load on it. So I noticed that it was like at 100% and then it went down to 95% because I forgot to turn that off. Having that little AC button powered on, it drained the battery a little bit. But then once I turned it off, it stopped having a load on. So I don't think my other power stations have done that. It could be armed, lack of a better term, but it wouldn't actually have a load on it. So I'm not sure why that was doing that. It's not that big of a deal. You just remember to turn it off and then you're good. The cables are something that I don't love. It is. It's just weird. I don't know why they're doing these cables. They're super easy to swap back and forth, but the other two that I have use different kind of cables. So I could be wrong because I'm very new at this. Those other cables with the 2 and the 3 pin that locks. So you see it has 3 pin and it can lock in place. Those could be the old style of cables, and the Oupes has new kind of cables. I'm not sure which one is which. Again, it wouldn't be a deal killer because of how affordable this is. But it is something that I'm kind of bummed that I now have to have 2 different kind of cables because the other 2 power stations are able to use the same cables together. So I just like that, having that cross compatibility of the cables. The Oupes uses a different style of cable. All right, so let's talk about the price, which is by far the biggest pro of this power station. So the Mega One isn't going to be available for purchase until September 10th. So you have a little bit of time that you can do that. But what you can do is you can buy a $1 coupon and then you save $50. And then they gave us an exclusive link for you, our audience, to be able to save 5% extra. So from the full retail price, which is higher than what their launch price is going to be, you're going to be able to save a total of $270 on the launch day. And so that brings this unit down to $426. Y'all, I ran the math. This is close to like 40 cents per wattage usage. There's no other product on the market that can get you that low of wattage in a power station. So that is an excellent bang for your buck. But don't take my word for it. Check out the links down below and do your own research to see if this is a good home backup for you and your family, and see if the price works for y'all. Okay, thanks. We'll see you in the next one.